Well, you guys know I love Algorand, and I've been covering Algorand for a very long time. And recently, the Algorand Foundation released a list of what people are building, and I thought it'd be really interesting to go through this list and talk about some of these apps. Some of these have been around a really long time, and I really love the idea of shouting out some of these OG players in the space. So let's dive into this. And this was sent by the Algorand Foundation directly. And I'm just going to read through this and then we'll comment as we go. The Algorand ecosystem has been cooking. Hay.app, that's the Haystack app, which you can check out in my description and check out that swapping mechanism. You can check out the app down in my description and help support the channel at the same time. Haystack went live and sold out their first token tranche in 8 seconds and their second tranche in 9 minutes. Nice. By the way, I really love the tokenomics on Haystack, the Hay token, because there's no insiders, 0 insiders, all public or with the team or for marketing and things like that, but there's no inside, no VC sales. I like to see that. Alpha Arcade passed $2 million in volume. Users can now place prediction markets in Algo, USDC, and even more ASAs, thanks to Para feature. That's the Para wallet for people that don't know. Alpha Arcade is a prediction market built on Algorand, and if you own Alpha token, you can actually earn USDC rewards. Very cool. 60 plus projects launched on Algorand via Easy A and 42 Berlin. By the way, Easy A, these guys are awesome. like both of the brothers, it's created by the Kwok brothers, who both follow me and are, they interact with me regularly. I really like these guys. And, they onboarded Algorand and they did a hackathon at Harvard. That's really, really cool. Folks Finance. Now, Folks Finance has been around a really long time. They're one of the OGs, as is Tiny Man. We'll get to both of those. Folks Finance launched Algorand ecosystem isolated markets. Definitely something we should dive into on a future show. And Tiny Man hit an all-time high with 100 million Tiny locked in governance. Super cool. Tiny Man, also an OG. I mean, it was one of the first platforms I was using on Algorand. Besides Yieldy, I was on day one on Yieldy, which was like the first DeFi platform on Algorand, and they didn't go a good direction. We'll just say that. Yeah, Startup Challenge was launched with 125,000 in prizes for participants. Aid Trust Portal launched, already used by UN partners via HisabPay. By the way, HisabPay, big deal. This is a payments platform in Afghanistan. They are now expanding out, from what I understand. It's just like PayPal, but it's on the Algorand blockchain. That's super cool. Uphold launched Algorand staking. Uphold is like a big exchange. So they have that now. So people someone asked me about like if Coinbase was going to start offering Algorand staking, and I'm not sure, because I know there's like they initially said that there was a limit to how much could be staked at once. So apparently it must be possible because this Uphold company is doing it. So maybe. Go Plausible delivered the feature of AI agents on Algorand with Web2 logins that connect to the blockchain. Nice. PacFi launched rewards for POW liquidity mining and CCLPs. Compex Labs announced major orbit and lending updates. By the way, if you missed it earlier, Compex staking with XUSD and USDC is going to be our new experiment we'll be starting. CPayant Mobile went live on Algorand mainnet after joining the accelerator. As a pioneering trade tech company focused on Africa, powering intra-Africa cross-border trade by offering cutting-edge solutions. Nice. And see what I was talking about? This is really big for countries and continents, like countries in Africa, countries in Latin America. Very big deal. Bubba Pay went live on Algorand, another payments platform. They offer like a way to kind of like do proof of concept for Algorand projects. It's pretty neat. Maybe we'll have to have them on the show sometime too. Algorand Explorer added BTC and USDC to the arcade rewards. Ghetto Pigeons dropped Pigeon Puffs. It's a new, apparently can do some earning on the Ghetto Pigeons platform. Still one of those games, I really got to try it out. They've been around for a while and I appreciate what they're doing. Axiomatic Oracle. I haven't heard about this one. I'm going to follow them. Trust layer for tokenization. Proofs, not data. I'll follow them. Let's see. Proofmint went live and launched a TEDx event. Launched at a TEDx event in India. We are a decentralized credentialing platform powered by Algorand. Verifiability meets privacy. Own your own credentials. Nice. Fractal Labs. Okay, so Fractal Monsters. It was a game on the Algorand blockchain. They're one of the earlier ones, and they did great work. But now they launched a TCG, which is a tradable, collectible, trading card game, which is collectible, and it's very similar to Hearthstone, but you can, it's fun. It's really fun. I've participated in one of the tournaments. They actually were funding me to live stream it, but the live stream didn't go well. Working on building my PC right now, so that's what that is. But yeah, definitely, if you like those kind of games, you should check this out. It's a lot of fun. Cosmic Champs introduced limited events. One of the earlier interviews I had on the show was with the Cosmic Champs founder. I don't know if he's involved. Now Simon from Cosmic Champs is someone I talk to a lot. So, but that's all the really cool stuff being built on Algorand right now. And, you know, it's like I said, so many baller OGs in the space. I don't know if you can see my comment. I'll zoom down a little bit. So many baller OGs in that space. It's good to see. I think that's great. I think that's really awesome. I tell you what, I don't know how those guys do it, where they, I don't know, they live stream for like 7 hours. My voice is already killing, but I want to talk about, I'm just going to leave this, you know, video up on the screen because it looks kind of cool. Also, sorry about this. I should have that zoomed in a little more. Let's see. Oh yeah, so I want to talk about the Algorand XGov and how that's going to work. I took some notes. And so a lot of you guys know there's like a new XGov council made up of some pretty good people, including John Mazzoni from Transaction Labs. Transaction Labs started the Haystack app that we just referenced. And right now, XGov is still in beta. So I took some notes from the space. So we're just going to talk a little bit about, I know what's going on screen is only partially related, but I want to talk a little bit about what is going on. First off, if you want to be a project that gets funded on XGov, so the idea, this is about decentralization. This is about allowing the community to vote on what projects get funding and how much. They basically have small, medium, and large categories. 2,000 to 25,000 algo is the small, medium is 25,000 to 100,000, and large is 100,000 to 200,000. So you must be registered with Electric Capital to do this, and they're starting with open source only because they want to incentivize some of the public. What the community thinks should be the public goods. So I think that's awesome. And you'll be able to create a proposal, go to the XGov website, and they just kind of walk you through. There's some KYC. They said that they tried to do very light KYC. And there's also a deposit. There's a deposit fee and an anti-spam deposit. Now I thought the anti-spam deposit is pretty interesting. And you get the spam deposit back as long as enough of the XGovs, which is, you know, you and me, if we want to participate, if we at least vote on it, even if we vote against it, as long as we vote on it, you'll actually get enough people vote on it, you'll actually get the anti-spam feedback. But if enough people just ignore it, that means they thought you were spam and weren't worth voting on, and then you actually don't get your anti-spam deposit back. They will check, there's like a terms and conditions check to make sure you actually qualify. So it's not just, there are some qualifiers basically. You can delegate votes to other people. Now it's set up so the more blocks that you propose, the more voting power. So you have to be staking now to be able to vote in XGov. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean running a node. It also means that if you are in ready pools, which is a way to stake without running a node, you can still participate in that. Right now, apparently only 298 accounts have signed up, so they definitely want more than that. And the vote duration will be 1 week, so quorums are necessary to approve grants. You have to have a certain 50% of the people have to vote in favor. Actually, 50% of the XGovs need to vote. So if there's 500 XGovs, 250 need to vote, and 60% of the total vote must be present. So actually, if you so what they're saying is, like, if you think you don't like the project necessarily, but you think it's legit, you should still vote in it. But if you don't think it's legit, then you actually shouldn't. Like, if it looks fishy, then you actually shouldn't even vote. You shouldn't even participate at all. So all the XGov stuff, by the way, is going to be open source. It's going to be, the REPL will be on GitHub. If you're a developer and you know what that means, that's for you. I guess, you know, I know what that means too, but that's that. And then Adri from the foundation is saying that they're going to have some stuff coming up to get people's attention. So there's stuff in the pipeline. So keep an eye out for that for sure. So I just wanted to go through that. I wanted to go through the XGov and how it's going to work. Like I said, if you want to see the whole space, I did a live stream earlier. Well, it was yesterday, Thursday. I live streamed it, so you can watch the whole thing. You can find that on my live tab on my YouTube channel. You can see the whole rest. So be sure you can check that out there. And let's see what else we got. More Algorand, a little more Algorand news for sure. Let me find it. So Folks is leading Polygon's TVL growth with 2,451% increase in the last month. This highlights the growing market preference for capital efficient DeFi. So cross-chain DeFi is winning, says Folks. So if you don't know, Folks Finance is on, it was started on Algorand and it moved to multi-chain, which I think is a good thing. As long as you don't abandon the initial token that helped fund you, I think it's great. I think it's really awesome to have multi-chain. I think that's the future. If you're going to run a platform, you just need to be on a lot of chains. You know, it's kind of just like multi-streaming. Like, it's better to be in a bunch of different places, in my opinion. So good for Folks. They do have some really good staking options, or deposit options where you just earn yield. So if you're interested in that, that's a good place to do it. I think they got more yet. So Matt Holmes is actually building Kobai, which is unlocking ownership, wealth creation. Let's actually look at that. So this is like a home co-ownership platform base. Plan, buy, own, and exit together, serving co-buyers since 2016. And Matt is behind that, so accredited investors only. DM me today, raising our angel round now. So if that's something you're interested in, you can check that out. By the way, the whole creditor investor rule is so stupid. I don't know if you guys know that. All it means is you have money. It doesn't mean you actually know what you're doing. So, and that's not on Matt, by the way. It's just the rules, right? And I hope they change that. But I'd rather see a test, because let's see if I remember. It's either $1 million in assets or I think $250,000 a year in income. You know, and that means you have a job and you make money, right? Like good money, but you could do that and have no idea what you're doing when it comes to investing. I've just never been a big fan of those rules. I think I got something else yet. I mean, those are the main things I want to cover. Oh, I was going to show this really quick. Tiny Man, which is, they say they're the DEX backbone of Algorand, now live on Nansen. So you can track their growth, transactions, users, and adoption trends. And that's good for Algorand too, because now another Algorand platform will be contributing to Algorand as a whole on Nansen. So good to see that. I want to talk about this And this is kind of what I'm talking about. We're updating our staking pool UI to add a new legacy pools tab. This will show all older versions of staking pools. These will remain until all stake is removed. The all pools tab will only show current active pools. Right now, that's just the consensus pool. More updates, including new core staking pools, coming soon. And we kind of saw this when we talked about, you can see this here. We were talking about this earlier because this is going to be my new experiment. We're going to be doing not these necessarily, but some of the other staking pools with stable coins, which means you kind of can't lose your initial stake. Because one of the problems that happens is that you put money into these things, and then you think you're getting this great APY, but then the underlying asset goes down so much that it erases any of your gains. But when you can do this with stable coins, that's like basically free money. So good for Compex. We're going to be trying that experiment, so keep an eye out for that. Channel members especially will get the inside look at that. Algorand is uncapping the supply of Algo, and this is from Recoup, who also has a show. We do follow each other. Algorand is uncapping the supply of Algo. This is from Jenny Levine, who is the Chief Legal Officer, also Operations Officer at Algorand Foundation. While we do not believe that Algorand's current staking model implicates efforts of others under the Howey test, it's clear that the SEC's recent guidance signals that programmatically distributed, newly minted staking rewards sit on the clearest regulatory footing. As we look ahead, this perspective, we'll scroll down a little bit here. As we look ahead, this perspective must inform our planning, especially within the context of Project King Safety, our initiative to ensure that protocol sustainability over the long term. Aligning Algorand's staking model with this guidance will not only reinforce compliance, but also strengthen the network's foundation for enduring growth. Feels bad to see Silvio's vision end in utter defeat. He was supposed to disappear with Algorand humming. Instead, he's gone, leaving the protocol in the hands of shaky leadership with murky direction forward. Hopefully, Stacy and the crew can pull this off. Someone mentioned major shade. He says, telling people about a major change to the tokenomics is not major shade. I don't understand what his point is, though. We do not believe that Algorand's current staking model implicates efforts of others, and that must inform their planning. I don't. It says aligning Algorand's staking model with this guidance will not only reinforce compliance, but also strengthen the network's foundation. I don't understand what's different, though. It doesn't really spell out what's different. So I don't really know what the Coop is talking about here, to be honest. I don't, because it doesn't really spell out exactly what it just says. It's clear that the SEC's recent guidance signals that programmatically distributed, newly minted staking rewards sit on the clearest regulatory footing. I guess I'm missing something there. I don't know what to say about that. Last one, I just thought this was a little bit interesting from Algo Scout. The foundation just deposited 25 million Algo into Folks Finance. Not sure what's going on there, but hopefully USDC Algo pools are next. I will tell you, I miss this a lot. Pretty neat graph, by the way. Where's the dashboard? Did you respond to that? Someone did. I miss USDC Algo. That was my favorite staking pool when it was incentivized, because when Algorand was at 40 to 50 cents, I was getting like 15 bucks a day in rewards. I mean, that was pretty cool. And I was looking forward to that getting even higher. And then they switched to staking, and the opportunities are not nearly the same. It was unsustainable, to be fair. Like, it wasn't going to last forever, because they're not going to have that. They're obviously not going to have the money to, or the Algorand, I guess, to fund that long term. But it was sure nice in the short term. So now I'm doing staking, I guess, and that's fun. So I think that's the end of our Algorand segment, and I think we're kind of getting to the end here. So